Now, a recent study found that posts of most influential Instagram and TikTok accounts may be misleading. A study by the University of Sydney analyzed 982 social media posts from 2015 to 2024. Nearly 9 in 10 promoted the benefits of medical tests, while only around 14% mentioned potential risk. Around 4% downplayed potential drawbacks, while only 6% acknowledged the risk of overdiagnosis or overuse. The study examined content promoting 5 specific tests. These are full-body MRI, multi-cancer early detection test, hormone fertility test, gut microbiome analysis, and low testosterone blood tests.
Now let's get some insights from a medical expert.
Joining us today via Zoom, lifestyle medicine specialist Dr. Dex Macalintal. Thanks for joining us today. Good morning, Doc.
Hi, good morning, Angelo.
I'm sure you saw, Doc, yung report from the University of Sydney, no? Ano yung thoughts mo about that report?
Well, this study highlights a major concern in the digital age. This is health misinformation, or as we say, disinformation. Meron pa nga malinformation. Ang dami ng mga medical content kasi sa social media, but unfortunately, many posts focus only on benefits of a certain product or medical test without discussing their potential risks. This can lead to overdiagnosis, unnecessary treatments, and even anxiety for people who may not actually need these tests or products in the first place.
Hello,
So kaya, yun.
Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead.
No, ang sinasabi lang natin dito is that as doctors, personalized evidence-based medicine pa rin tayo.
Alam mo, Doc, kasi before yung pandemic, dito nagsimula karamihan yung mga content on social media, TikTok, of course si Doc Willie Ong was doon umusbong talaga din. But as a doctor, do you think that now that we're back to normal living, there should be some way of regulating kung paano kumukonsulta online?
Well, dapat naman talaga. So the Philippine Digital Medicine Society is also on this, no? Kinakailangan meron talagang regulatory diyan. At saka pagka sinasabi natin consultation online, meron naman tayong mga platforms na pwede talaga magkonsulta doon. At ito ay mga nakahipa accredited, pinoprotektahan yung data privacy, and of course, merong way ng tamang paggawa ng digital consultation.
Yung etong study na to dyan sa Sydney, Australia, no? Meron din ba, talamak din ba yan dito sa ating bansa? Nakaka-observe kayo ng ganyan, Doc?
Well, in some ways, yes. No, mas vulnerable pa nga tayo kasi alam naman natin that Filipinos are amongst the most active social media users in the world, spending over at least 3 hours a day. That's at least 3 hours a day online. Ang problema, marami mga health posts dito sa atin na for promotion lang, especially fad diets, unregulated supplements, and yun nga, minsan may mga miracle treatment na sa kasamaang palad, ginagamit din minsan yung mga mukha natin, ginagamit yung mukha ng ibang tao, sinasabi na okay lamang yon or yun na yung miracle treatment ninyo. So, hindi rin maganda, at dito sa Pilipinas, mas marami pa nga yata ang mas vulnerable at mas naapekto ang mga Pilipino.
When do we draw the line, Doc Dex, between a simple, innocent promotion na hindi naman hard selling, between actually convincing somebody to buy a product na hindi naman niya kailangan, that can be very dangerous? Kasi may mga, for example, doctor ka, you're just talking about the benefits of a vitamin na alam mo, ganun ang benefits, versus talagang nagbibigay ka na ng, anti-cancer ito. Where do you draw the line?
Well, dyan papasok yung personalized medicine yan natin. Ang sinasabi dito, kinakailangan, nagkakaroon talaga dapat dyan ng information, and not only information on the product but also doon sa benefits and sa risk. So dyan papasok na hindi po pwede na sasabihin natin na this is cure all. Dyan papasok yung mga disclaimer, kinakailangan hindi ito para sa lahat. Kinakailangan magsabi tayo na hindi para sa lahat itong produkto na to o kung ano pa man, kinakailangan talaga ng konsulta dyan. Kasi wala naman talaga miracle pill.
True.
Kasi kung merong miracle pill at miracle treatment or miracle diagnosis, lahat na ng tao ginawa yan.
Ano ba yung pinaka ethics ng mga doktor pagdating sa pagpo-promote sa social media, no? Kasi I remember there was a hearing here last year, no, kasama yung mga doktor, and even sinasabi nga nila about brands, pati yung pagbibigay sa doktor ng mga libreng travel abroad for convention,
dapat generic
etc.
lang, diba?
Oo, ganun. So can you enlighten us about it, Doc?
Sa aking pagkakaalam at sa aking experience sa social media, hindi kami po pwedeng magbanggit ng kahit na anong brand.
Okay.
Kasi this is potentially financial conflict of interest. So dito, ang maaari lamang natin gawin ay magsabi ng generics kasi meron din tayong Generics Act. At yung kung ano lamang yung laman, say for example, ng produkto, pwede mong i-review. Pero hindi pa pwede na makikita ka nakasakasama ng produkto. Halimbawa, ganito, hinawakan ko itong remote na to, hindi ito po pwede. Ganyan. Or kunyari, ito ay, kunyari gamot itong hawak kong ito, hindi po pwede nakasama ko siya sa mukha kong ganyan. So, hindi po pwedeng ganoon at hindi po pwede na sasabihin ko, oh, this is cure all, this is for everyone. It doesn't work that way. Kinakailangan din ito ay dumadaan sa ASC at sa PMA para malaman kung yung bang, say for example, if there is a promotion nga na gagawin, kinakailangan dumaan sa PMA, dumaan sa ASC para masabi na clear yung gagawin na storyboard kumbaga. You know,
Yes,
sa atin kinakailangan may storyboard yan bago ka gumawa ng kahit na anong promotion. At yun nga, hindi talaga po pwede na magbanggit ka ng kahit na anong brand.
Doc, kasi minsan ang style pa ng ibang doctors, I don't know, kasi that's why I want to ask you, no? Some are very careful about mentioning brands, but sometimes ang gagawin nila, meron silang specific brand na ini-endorse, pero ang ginagawa nila, naglalatag sila ng limang brand sa kanilang social media account at idadaan sa review. Siyempre, sasabihin nila, review naman wala akong pinopromote. Tapos, siyempre, yung brand na ini-endorse niya, yung nakakalamang sa review. How about pag ganun ang style ng content mo, is that allowed?
I don't think it is allowed kasi nga, bawal nga magbanggit ng kahit na anong brand.
So, even in a form of a review, bawal?
Bawal din.
Okay, so
bawal
dapat,
din yan,
if I'll review vitamin C as a whole, I will review vitamin C, not the brand, but yung exact
Benefit.
the vitamin C.
Okay.
Yeah,
Say
kasi-
for example, the vitamin C with zinc para mga ganyan po pwede. Pero you're telling kasi you're telling kasi kung ano talaga yung laman. So
Okay.
yung laman yung gagamitin mo, hindi yung brand.
Okay.
Oh. Well, kasi alam naman natin in this digital era, we understand naman yung need to spread information.
Yes.
Pero, di ba yung important yung factual information pagdating na rin, of course, yung nangyari ng pandemic, di ba? Para mas maintindihan natin yung health sector. Pero yun
Yes.
nga no, meron bang parang regulator body sa inyo o regulation body, 'di ba, na kapag kayo ay nag-post ng something, dapat ito lang, 'di ba? Go ahead, Doc.
Yes, and dyan papasok yung Ad Standard Council at saka yung PMA. Kasi doctors who create content online should always follow these ethical guidelines. Number one rule, we must provide accurate and science-backed information. Hindi po pwede yung sinasabi nga natin na porke ito may lumapit na magpapapromote, ganyan, gagawin mo na agad. It doesn't work that way. Kailangan, you cannot make any exaggerated claims, lalo na kung parang infomercial lang na palalabasin na ganyan. It doesn't work that way. Kinakailangan educative pa rin, no? Kinakailangan informative pa rin, and to empower people really to make informed decisions about their health.
Pero Doc, how about for example, kasi I've seen several doctors post online also about, they were posting about case in point immunotherapy, cancer drug. Pero ang form nila is they own a social media account, pero meron silang parang commissioned research paper, tapos yung research paper linabas nila online. Siyempre, cancer patients wanna know which one is effective
Yes.
for them, which one is right for them, and may brands na mga na-mention. Pag ganun at wala naman specific endorsement, pwede yon.
Ang alam ko dyan kasi hindi siya tao. It is best na dumaan pa rin yan sa PMA, dumaan pa rin sa ASC. Kasi any promotion kinakailangan dumaan sa ASC.
So in other words, isasubmit, and if they want any relevant information, ipapublish na lang.
Yes, ganon. Kasi kinakailangan dumaan yan, lalo na kung gamot at pinapalabas na gamot. Kasi kung supplement yan, wala talaga po pwedeng sabihin na itong supplement na to nakakagamot to ng ganito, kasi it's not a supplement, it's a supplement, hindi siya gamot at hindi dapat gamitin gamot sa kahit na anong uri ng sakit.
Ayun. Kasi marami naman tayo natututunan din sa mga doktor online.
Yeah, oo,
di ba?
oo.
Yung mga
Laking bagay,
pinopost
malaking
nila
bagay.
about a certain disease
Yes,
na hindi
oo.
tayo familiar, or yung mga familiar tayo pero hindi natin alam talaga thoroughly.
Saka let's
di ba?
face it, Doc,
Thoroughly.
minsan mahal ang magpakonsulta. So malaking bagay yung mga info na binibigay ng mga doctors online.
Yes, definitely. Kasi nga, isipin natin para siyang naggagawa ka ng public health lecture.
Yeah.
Imagine if you do a public health lecture, sometimes a hall can only accommodate 1,000 people, but on social media you can reach at least 50,000. minsan unlimited pa nga. You can reach 3 million in just a single post.
Sabi mo kanina meron naman na mga regulation body na pwedeng tumingin dito. Pero meron na bang mga nasampulan before, Doc?
Oo naman.
Into your knowledge
Meron
na, teka muna
Yes.
mali na itong ginagawa mo. Go ahead.
Yes, meron na. Lalo na nung pandemya. After the pandemic, dyan na nagdodraw ng line na hindi po pwede talaga na mag-promote ang doktor ng gamot. No? So lalo na kasi since yun nga, kailangan lang, hindi po pwede, ang kailangan dyan ay, ang i-mention ninyo ay yung generic nung brand, no, kung magme-mention kayo. It's an ethical issue na matagal na talaga na naibigay eh. So you cannot hold it, you cannot hold it, you cannot hold the brand. You cannot say the brand name. Ang pwede mo lang talagang i-discuss diyan ay yung generic.
Unless, Doc, you own the brand.
Sorry?
Unless you own the brand. Ikaw ang doctor,
Unless-
nag-develop
maybe
ka ng
unless
drug.
you own the
Pwede
brand.
yun, di ba? Pwede yun.
Yeah.
Oo.
Pwede yun.
Endorse mo sarili mong brand, of course.
Yes,
Pwede ba
kasi
yun?
sa'yo naman yun.
Oo,
Okay.
yun.
Alright,
So
siguro.
it's a gray area, no? Kung
Oo,
makikita
oo.
nyo, it's really a gray area. Kasi kung titingnan natin, why are these people, why are there people na pwede na mag-promote ng mga ganitong tests, mga ganitong mga brands, pero yung doktor hindi pa pwede kung sino pa man yung mas knowledgeable dun sa dun talaga sa 'di ba? Parang kaya medyo
Makes sense
it's really a
naman,
gray area.
Yeah.
Alright, on that note, maraming salamat sa iyong oras, Dr. Dex Macalintal.
Anytime.
Ayun. It's importante talaga, alam mo, dyan nagfo-fall yung yung fact-checking.
Yes.
'Di ba? Always na, minsan kasi may mga ibang mga social media post talaga na wala na, hindi talaga yun yung, ang goal nila is to mislead.
Sabi nga nila, just before we go quickly, to make sure, kunyari, you're looking about a supplement na dinidiscuss ng isang doktor, before you try and believe that kung ano yung pinag-uusapan niya, go to another doctor online daw, tignan mo kung pareho ang sinasabi. Pero kung magkaiba ang sinasabi daw ng doktor on one product, then you research further. O tanong ka sa ibang doktor, tumingin ka sa memes online.
Kasi
tumingin ka
mamaya
sa Google.
AI generated din yung
Oo,
nakikita
pwede.
mo, 'di ba?
Mangyari na sa iyo
Dami
yan.
eh, oo.